Imagine being a U.S. citizen, carrying your birth certificate, social security card, and real ID, yet still getting arrested by immigration agents who refuse to believe you belong in your own country. This isn't a nightmare. It's happening in America right now. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just exposed a chilling reality. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is detaining people who are legally here, including U.S.-born citizens and veterans. This isn't just about immigration anymore. It's about civil rights, the Constitution, and whether any American can truly feel safe from government overreach when law enforcement crosses the line.
Thank you to the witnesses for coming here today. I apologize for the treatment that the four of you have been subjected to. And Governor Walz, I just have to say, I know you're getting a lot of grief from the majority here, but you know, we are talking about individuals who have cheered on an individual who issued a Nazi salute from behind the presidential seal of the United States of America, who have cheered on the pardoning of individuals who attacked the United States Capitol and flew a Nazi flag and the flag of the Confederacy, traitors to the United States, sworn enemies of the United States of America, through the capital of this nation. And now they want to act offended because someone has the courage to say, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, maybe it's a duck. So I want to thank you for not wavering to their bullying, which is unconscionable and sad to see. So I just wanted to let you know that, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
To the three of you, Governor Walz, Governor Pritzker, and Governor Hochul, you three have each sworn an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, correct? I'll start with you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have.
And I imagine that also includes the Fourth and Fifth Amendment protections for due process and the rule of law.
It does.
Sure does.
Yes.
And that means protecting your people in your states, U.S. citizens and every individual, because that is what makes America great, that we are a land of the free and of rule of law, to protect them from infringements of their civil liberties, correct? Now, what we are seeing is a pattern where ICE is breaking the law. We have the detention of a U.S. citizen who has been detained by immigration officials. We have ICE here that has also blamed and arrested U.S. citizens for being simply suspected of being an immigrant, largely because of their appearance. In January, a Chicago-based U.S.-born citizen, Julio Noriega, was arrested by ICE and held in custody for over 10 hours. In April, a Florida Highway Patrol officer pulled over Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez, a United States-born citizen, and arrested him on suspicion of being in the country illegally. He had his real ID, his social security card, his mother presented his birth certificate, and they still didn't let him go. In May, U.S. citizen Leonardo Garcia Venegas was filming an ICE raid. He was arrested by ICE. In May, a veteran and U.S. citizen who is Puerto Rican, was detained during an ICE raid at his workplace in New York City. That's called a paper bag test. And your job, Governor Hochul, is to protect people from that kind of infringement, correct?
Yes.
Because all of us must adhere to the law, and no one is above it. So if a U.S. citizen tries to break the law, or if an ICE officer tries to break the law, your job is to uphold the law, correct?
We absolutely uphold the laws of the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the state of New York.
And sanctuary states are about U.S. citizens as well having sanctuary against the attacks on our constitutional rights from illegal search and seizure. There is nothing preventing ICE from issuing a warrant and you having complete compliance with their request. Correct, Governor Hochul?
We comply in cases where there's been criminal activity alleged. Yes, we always do. But we're not involved in civil immigration enforcement because our state police that I control have to deal with other crimes that they're solving.
And apologies, I just have 10 seconds left. But when they say illegal versus legal immigration, they are trying to end legal status in the United States as well. Correct, Governor Pritzker, with the end of TPS and making people undocumented by removing legal status, ending legal status, and then having the audacity to call them illegal when they were here documented, correct?
Taking students' visas away from people, taking their legal right to be in the United States away from them when they've been granted maybe years earlier to stay.
So I don't want to hear about how this is about illegal versus legal immigration. They are attacking legal status and removing legal status. The Republican majority is anti-legal immigration in the United States. And I want to make that very clear, and I yield back.
Chair now recognizes
Mr. Chair,
Mark.
unanimous consent request.
Mr. Frost.
Unanimous consent request into the record a NBC article, Senator Alex Padilla removed from news conference with Homeland Security Secretary Noem.
All right, without objection to order.
I have another one, the Hill article, Padilla forcibly removed from Noem press conference.
Without objection to order.
And I have a third one, Axios, Democratic Senator forcibly removed from DHS press conference.
Without objection to order.
Mr. Chair, also, we were just talking about this. I want to know if you can commit to working with us so we can subpoena.
You're out of order. Chair recognizes
I have
Ms.
a point
Green.
I have a point of order.
No.
I have a point of order.
State your point.
We need to subpoena.
That's not
Secretary
a point of order.
Noem.
Chair recognizes
We
Ms.
just talked
Green.
about this
That's
earlier.
not a point.
We talked
Thank
about
you, Mr. Chairman. Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my
Chair recognizes Ms.
time.
thrown to
Green.
the ground
Reclaiming my
recognizes
time.
Ms.
and
Green.
handcuffed in his own damn
Oh,
state.
Democrats can't follow the rules. Can't follow
Chair
the law.
recognizes Ms. Green.
Can't
Here,
follow the
let's
rules.
go.
Can't
We
follow
need
the
to
law.
subpoena Kristi Noem. It's
Chair
her
recognizes
staff,
Ms. Green.
DHS federal
There's a
officers
privilege of
that
the
threw a
majority,
US
and
senator
that means
to the
we're in
ground.
charge,
Just
not
this
your
morning we were
side.
talking about this
Because
happening to
you
governors.
lost the
All right, Ms.
election.
Green, we're going to start the
Because
clock.
you
You have
supported
anything
the
to say about
invasion
that?
of our
Mr.
country.
All right.
It's my time.
Will you
Hold it.
commit on the record
Stop
to
the
work
clock.
on
My time.
subpoena
Thank you,
Kristi
Mr.
Noem?
Chairman. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
You're out of order. Chair recognizes
Will
Ms.
you
Green.
commit on the
Thank
record
you.
to subpoenaing Kristi Noem because a U.S. senator was just
listen,
thrown to the ground and detained in his own
Democrats
state?
Frost,
can't follow the
you're
rules.
out of
Can't
order.
follow the law.
Will your
Can't follow the
commission-
Shut
rules.
up. Just shut
Will
up.
you? No, you don't. No,
Shut
you're
up.
not going to tell me to shut up.
Let's. How do you get him in order? You're running.
use
for
the-
the-
Not like that.
He has been out of order 6 times. He's trying to get on MSNBC. You probably knocked
I get it.
somebody off
I don't have any problem
MSNBC to
getting
get
on
on there.
MSNBC. That's
Ms.
not
I
what it's
Green.
think
about.
as he's been arrested as a
recognized.
former
Yeah, well,
Antifa
okay,
member,
you're
right?
back to
Antifa.
order, Ms. Green. Go,
He's a
go.
former Antifa
All right, Ms.
member,
Green, you're
Mr.
recognized.
Chairman.
You got
no
it.
surprise.
Who's a former
Sure.
Antifa member? Me?
Yeah, you.
I asked that these words be taken down.
No, Ms. Green,
Thank you.
you're
I
recognized.
asked
Thank
that these
you,
words
Mr.
be taken
Chairman.
down.
There's a motion.
Governor
Ms.
Hochul,
Green is recognized.
Governor
I asked that
Hochul,
these
you
words be
stated
taken down.
that you're a proud Democrat, proud registered
All
Democrat.
right, we got to
You need to
suspend.
retract.
There's been a parliamentary move. They said they weren't going to do that. What's the?
Just ask you to.
In the hearing, AOC highlighted disturbing cases where ICE detained U.S. citizens purely on suspicion of being undocumented. Julio Noriega, a U.S.-born citizen in Chicago, was held for 10 hours. In Florida, Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez was arrested despite presenting a real ID, Social Security card, and his mother's proof of birth. Leonardo Garcia Venegas, another U.S. citizen, was arrested for simply filming an ICE raid. Even a Puerto Rican veteran, a citizen by birth, was detained during a workplace raid. These aren't isolated incidents. They form a pattern of racial profiling and unlawful detentions. ICE's actions show that in today's climate, looking foreign can be enough to get your liberty stripped away, raising fundamental questions about constitutional protections for all Americans. The hearing also tackled a critical misconception about immigration. Politicians often claim their focus is on stopping illegal immigration, but AOC and the governors exposed a broader agenda, undermining legal immigration itself, ending temporary protected status (TPS), revoking student visas, and stripping people of their long-standing legal status effectively manufacture illegality. Individuals who were lawfully documented suddenly find themselves vulnerable, reclassified as illegal for political gain. This is more than policy, it's a strategy to shrink lawful pathways into the U.S., turning immigrants who followed every rule into targets. AOC argued that this proves the Republican majority is not just anti-undocumented immigration, they are actively anti-legal immigration. By removing lawful status and then criminalizing the people they stripped of rights, they weaponize the immigration system against its very principles. At the heart of this issue lies the U.S. Constitution. The Fourth Amendment guarantees protection against unreasonable searches and seizures, and the Fifth Amendment ensures due process. When ICE detains citizens without cause, both are violated. Governors Tim Walz, J.B. Pritzker, and Kathy Hochul affirmed their duty to protect all residents, citizens and immigrants alike against unlawful government actions. Sanctuary policies, often misrepresented, are fundamentally about protecting constitutional rights, not shielding criminals. If federal officers can ignore the law to detain people based on appearance, the foundation of American liberty cracks. Upholding the rule of law isn't partisan, it's essential. Allowing ICE to bypass warrants or target people without evidence sets a dangerous precedent that threatens every American, regardless of immigration status. AOC didn't just confront ICE, she confronted the hypocrisy behind its political defenders. She pointed out that the same politicians defending unlawful detentions also cheered people giving Nazi salutes behind the presidential seal, pardoned Capitol attackers, and waved Confederate flags, symbols of treason against the United States. Yet these politicians now pretend to be offended when their disregard for the law is exposed. They champion law and order selectively, weaponizing enforcement against communities of color while excusing or celebrating crimes committed by their own allies. AOC's message was clear. You cannot claim to defend American values while dismantling the Constitution and enabling extremist behavior. By highlighting these contradictions, she reframed the debate as more than immigration, it's about whether America will stand by its own democratic and constitutional principles. This story goes beyond immigration. It's about civil rights, equal protection, and the future of American liberty. When law enforcement can detain citizens based on skin color or surname, the rights of all Americans are at risk. AOC framed this as a constitutional crisis, warning that normalizing racial profiling and warrantless detentions erodes the rule of law. If we accept that some Americans can lose their freedom without evidence, then no one is truly safe. This moment challenges the country to decide, will we uphold the promise of liberty and justice for all, or allow fear and politics to dismantle it? These incidents are not isolated, they are a warning sign. Defending constitutional rights for the most vulnerable ultimately protects the freedom of every single American. If you believe no American should lose their freedom because of their appearance, share this video, subscribe for fact-based breakdowns, and help spread the truth because defending constitutional rights for one protects the liberty of all.